Is Bomber next?
Yes.
Okay. So
lightning flashed in the sky over Mount Cootha. Your man hooked up with some woman and seduced her. You'd been misled. You wished he were dead, or you'd left him before he'd misused you. You went to a bar on the other side of Taringa. There you tore the ring of despair from off your finger. You were feeling strong, though he'd done you so wrong. You weren't about to get maudlin or Malinga. Frank Angel was no ordinary hitman, but you kissed him before he could reveal his true mission. You had nothing to lose except those two timing blues and that tired old missionary position. Frank Angel knew deep down he should refuse you, but he insisted on playing Bach and reading Proust to you. He was aiming for your heart.
I only had a brief moment, and that was it.
I wrote 2 songs that came out of the novel in the last month, and this one's called It's Coming.
With a face in her hair, she looks at you. Could it be she's thinking about what to do? Or she's just looking and she's looking at you. From the shadows, a shadow is coming for you. Maybe to kill or to set you free. Oh, but it's coming. It's coming for you. I don't know what to feel in this futile world. Your best friend could be your enemy. Can't see the face of justice. Justice is a thief. I'll try not to shoot before I see. From the shadows, the shadow is coming for me. Maybe to kill or to set me free. Oh, but it's coming. It's coming for me. It's coming for me. It's coming for me.
Now, the next one concerns a boy that Robert was talking about. And so Frank Angel is the hitman, and we learned a little bit about what causes him to become a hitman. And it's because when he was a kid, his mother was shot by a hitman from Melbourne, and he saw it all. And he has revenge in his heart about this, and so he meets a woman who he falls in love with, but he can't tell her about the secret part of his life, which is that he killed people. And she finds out, and when she finds out, she leaves him, and it causes him to act out in a way that is out of character. And it lays him in jail for 4 years. And when he comes out of jail, he goes to try and meet up with the woman who he fallen in love with. And he's opposite her place in the dark. And that's when the little boy comes along. There's a boy in the darkness, in light misty rain. He don't know what dark is. He's not part of the game. If he's been sent to save you, take hold of his hand. He may lead you somewhere you don't understand. 4 years behind bars have come at a cost. Oh, it's so hard to tell what's been found or lost. You found your mother, her face grey and calm, but she could not hear you in her murderer's arms. With your father's pistol, you took up the gun, shot your way out of trouble. The trouble had just begun. The music turned sour, and your world fell apart. Revenge is not sweet, it's rust in the heart. There's a boy in darkness, in light misty rain. He don't know what dark is. He's not part of the game. Maybe you could save him, take him by the hand, lead him through the darkness to the promised land. Or maybe just hold him and let him hold you. There's no need for saviors. Love thing about the book is they really like the fact that it's set locally. So there's a lot about West End, about Shorncliffe, about the Nummaba Valley, about Great Oak Island, all familiar places, I'm sure, with many of you. So after Frank Angel meets the boy, he goes back to his apartment, and this is just a section that is a travelhole, if you like, through bits of Brisbane, as he goes home to his apartment. Before crossing the road on the far side of the park, Angel turned to look back towards the park bench. The boy was gone. Angel crossed the bridge. He walked through a part of Brisbane which had not yet completely sold its soul to Satan, who in various guises was selling apartments in just about every other inner city nook and cranny over the weatherboard remains of old Queenslanders. He walked behind the hospital, cut through the golf course, picked up the bicycle track on the other side, and followed it to the footbridge. This took him over the freeway and railway lines and between two private schools on Gregory Terrace. He detoured through Roma Street parklands, built by some saint with the power to convince the authorities to plant beauty's seed in the city's lonely heart. He walked through the pedestrian tunnel under the Roma Street railway station. He noticed the 4 railway police harassing some poor kid so confused about his identity, he had rings and bits of metal coming out of every orifice. The kid's girlfriend was sitting against the wall, bawling her eyes out. Angel walked past the police headquarters and the watch house where they had taken his DNA, then over the Grey Street Bridge. On the first arch, a graffitiist had sprayed in black. Where is beauty? Underneath, someone else had painted here. But by tomorrow, beauty would be grey-washed out of existence. Angel walked past the black snake-like skin of the western side of the Goma. Art is anything you want it to be, screamed the Andy Warhol banners. What a crock of shit. He turned right into Peel Street, past the 100-year-old church with the protest signs and the multi-story next to it, which housed the drug addicts and drunks, the deinstitutionalised and the homeless. He weaved his way through the West End until eventually he reached his apartment, another of Satan's handiworks. He took the stairs 2 at a time. After a shower, he lay on his bed. All he could think of was Simone.
Thanks, Robert. Okay, now we want to eccentric voices, and also in the room tonight is Patricia Head, the graphic designer of it, and I did notice that one of the other essayists were in Tim White, so Tim, good to see you again, and Chloe Sons if Tim may oblige to sign his essay. Okay, our next speaker is Steph Brown. After studying at Queensland College of Art, Steph evolved into the University of Queensland, where she fell into a bad crowd. And she started producing cartoons for the KJ Times. She is now a professor of philosophy at UQ and director of the UQ Critical Thinking Project. So she learned something.
I did. Well, thanks for that. Thanks everybody for coming to this conference. One of my favourite quotes from Bertrand Russell, who was a Cambridge philosopher in the first half of the 20th century, is that people would rather die than think, and many do. Now Bertrand Russell had never been to Queensland. Most of you anyway, remember the 80s, right, in Queensland, and what passed for the culture there. So we had Expo, and we had the Commonwealth Games, and we had one Andrew Lloyd Webber musical after the other. I can't even remember them. But one was Cats, right? Yeah, but they all sort of sound the same anyway. And that was it. And I just remember as a child, growing up in Darra, yes, and as I say in my essay, sort of running with this Polish family that ran under 15s protection racket. That, you know, that aside from the protection racket, it was just boring beyond belief. And so when I got to university and I fell in with Amy and Andrew and NATO times and all of that, it was like this was the counterculture, and it just transformed my life, and I think it transformed many lives around us as well. And I think the figure at the centre of many of these counterculture movements was Damien Ledwidge, our friend who passed away in 2017. And the thing that one of the things that he did was he saw the world as from this humorous perspective, and like Bertrand Russell, you could make political statements and you could get away with a lot if you maintained that larrikin spirit that Australians hang on to at all costs. You could get away with a lot if you were a larrikin. And humour was an essential part of the whole counterculture movement in Brisbane, which was quite extraordinary and much more interesting than what the Trots were doing, and frankly what Young Labour was doing at UQ. And so I was eternally grateful to have this creative, funny group of people to with and enjoy life with. But anyway, so when Damien passed away, his family wanted to commission a book about his life. Now Damien would have found that awful, to have a book just focusing on him. And what's nice about the book Eccentric Voices is that it tries to capture some of those countercultures that we were all involved with. So it sort of places Damien somewhat at the periphery of these movements, but still keeps his way of looking at the world still front and centre. And what's happened as a result through this book is that we have a really extraordinary cultural history of those countercultural movements in the 80s that we wouldn't otherwise have had. So I would like to acknowledge the Ledwidge family for sponsoring the production of this book and for having the idea that it was important to capture this history in the 80s. So they really are the driving force behind this, and I just did what I always do, Shirley, write and move money around on their behalf. I'd also like to acknowledge the incredible work that Anne and Robbie did in editing the book, and it's extraordinary. I mean, I just thought it would be a few cute little essays, but it's got an amazing timeline. It's a nice little snapshot of Queensland history and the significance of what the work was that we were doing in these counterculture movements at that time. I'd also like to acknowledge the production crew. I think we've got some people here, right? So Kerry Davies and Trisha. Who's Trisha? I think I better mention Trisha. Thank you so much. I mean, for just putting together such a high quality product. I'm just blown away by it. And the nice thing about it too is that it's because it has an essay there by Auntie Glennis Warrigal-Croft, who's a Woollabora woman and was involved in activist movements, Indigenous activist movements in the period as well. We get a little snapshot of what was happening in Indigenous politics in Brisbane at the time as well. And also we have Shirley Moran here, who wrote a wonderful story about her childhood growing up in a radicalised family and just interesting experiences. I mean, unbeknownst to me, Shirley and I were both banging on the windows of Main Hall when Joe Peterson was given his honorary doctorate, and we've been friends for many years. So anyway, I just want to thank you all for coming, and also to say I'm so pleased with the way the book worked out. I think it's achieved more than we expected it to achieve. So thank you.
Jen also pushed us around, and when we were sort of flagging, encouraged us. So it's good. Our next speaker is Andrew Kidd Fraser. After studying at Teachers College, Andrew evolved into the University of Queensland where he fell in with a bad crowd. He became the editor of Super and started writing for the Canto Times. Andrew went on to work at the Canberra Times covering federal politics and doing a stint as their North American correspondent. He then worked at The Australian where he was bureau chief for his sins.
It's okay then.
Andrew wrote and co-wrote several essays, and he's going to say a few words. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Anne. I actually, most mornings, I actually go and look in the mirror and say, my name is Andrew and I'm just working for Australia. So I'm moving ahead a little bit with this. Look, one of the great things about doing this book was seeing people I've not seen for 35, 40 years. One of those such people was Brian Doherty, who was around in the arts section. I long talked to Brian about activities. That's very nice. Brian lives in Barrington Tops behind Newcastle, and he's coming up to Brisbane. He said, "Oh, let's catch up." And I said, "Yeah, great. You know, where are you?" And I said, "I live at Highgate Hill. From my kitchen window, you look over towards Queensland University, and you can see the sign, Chanel Theatre." And I knew that Brian had painted that. He goes, "Oh, God, I'll come around to your place. I want to see the sign." It was like we'd had a Ralph Loveday texted me on a completely different matter that night. He was the co-painter, Brian, of that. So he came around. We all had a great reminiscent look out over the sign the next day. Interestingly, for those of you who know the sign, it's in lowercase. This deeply offended the Chanel family, or at least the university. The university took great exception to them. They said, "You've got to change it." They said, "No, they didn't." But they also both made the point. They said, honestly, workplace health and safety didn't exist. It was the most shonky thing in the world. They got a lot of layers with someone holding it. And they were sort of swaying around wildly, and then they did all of that. But in doing that, I raised that story, I think, largely because it really illustrates the DIY nature of a lot of that activism. It's something you do yourself. There's no one around to help anyone. The Bjelke-Petersen government, forget about it. As for the federal government, okay, the Whitlam government, they come in 72, they went and encouraged community radio. That's another story, that's what part of what was there. But as a general rule, especially in Queensland, it was something you had to do yourself. In the 70s and 80s, the student union at Queensland University ran not only a student newspaper, it was a venue. Pretty well every university thought that. They also ran a radio station in Triple Z, an avant-garde cinema, Chanel, cutting-edge theatre space, it's Metcalf, almost very familiar, and activities and art space. One of the more interesting conversations I had in doing it, I spoke to an old friend of mine, Sir Jules, Kate Leaf, who was editor of Virago, the Melbourne University student paper, in 1977. And I said, "We had all of this, what did you guys do?" And she said, "Oh, we didn't have anything like that, we just had the student paper there." And she also said, "But at Melbourne University, we're at Carlton, you walk out the door, and you're in La Mama, the Crane Factory, all the revolution of Australian, theatre. They had cinemas there for the same, you had band, pubs where you could see skyhooks." I guess the point I make out of that is that UQ Union responded to demand. Brisbane was a pretty dull place. It was a dull place publicly, it wasn't a dull place privately. There was a lot of things happening. The best music was always being made in people's verandas. Really, really telling. One thing I found in doing the book was that the Saints, possibly one of the best known bands to come out of Brisbane, they got one paid gig in Brisbane. It wasn't organised by themselves, so back in Mother Goose land. Everything else, they had to hire the hall, they had to do everything themselves. And again, this underlines really, that was one thing. If there's a silver lining on the very dark cloud of the Bjelke-Petersen years, it was that. It forced us all, I think, to become a lot more self-reliant. And it's where Queensland, look, the 60s, 70s, 80s and 90s happened all around the world. It happened everywhere else other than Brisbane. But I think one thing with Brisbane is that we developed this tradition of having to do it ourselves. I think artistically, after a while, certainly colour was is a far bigger thing. I should at this point tell you that my own ensemble at the moment is one of Damien's former local shirts, and I wear it as a tribute to him. It was a quite distinctive sort of movement and different from Sydney and Melbourne, and a lot more anarchistic, I would say. Despite the presence of the Sydney push, they were always very marginalised. I think for Brisbane's radical movement, there was a lot there. There was a very strong anarchist edge. Deb summarised it beautifully by yawning when speaking about the look, I think that's probably. There's a whole lot of elements in the book. I won't go on too much about it, but I think one thing just to get back to talking about the Peterson years, it was a very dark cloud. And I'm sure large numbers of people here will also remember marching from Queensland University towards town. When you're around about the Avalon Theatre, that's where the police were on the other side of there. You had to walk through rows and rows of police. And they would sit there and just look at you, just glare at you. You could see them taking a mental snapshot. This was an incredibly intimidating thing to do, and the police had that all the way through. I mean, one funny little, I guess after the event was in the year 2000, a good friend of mine from those times went to live at Stanford. He was relatively isolated. In the year 2000, when we marched across the William Jolly Bridge for a reconciliation, all their marching there, and there are the police on their horses. And my man says, "Fuck, you got the beats! Leave the arms, everyone!" And then you're not in the position. You know, young people start saying, "Chill, man. Police officers are our friends." And he goes, "No, they're not. They never trust a police." You know? So we had to sort of talk them down. But it's a good indication of how things have changed. I think my topic there was life in the BLPs in the years. I'll probably leave with the last one to recount a story from the book. And that was at one of the spectacular joint efforts at Queensland University, where I think it was the Sunnyballs were playing. You could tell the special branch officers, in fact, they looked not unlike me. They wore low-harsh shirts, but you could always pick them because they had police-issued boots. That was always some people. My haircut would be far too long for this work. I'll have to attend. But we watched the Sunny. This guy sidled up to me and sort of sat there, and then after about 2 songs, he said, "Hey man, do you know where I can score some pop?" And I sort of, and I said, "What do you want, a reefer or a deal?" So I was just bugged out, you know. He moves on the source and he says, "Oh, just a reefer." Anyway, and I said, "You go to those guys over there who are the bikies who've just come in." And I said, "You go up to them, and the code is the moon flies high tonight." So he goes over there and talks to the bikie, you know. And then he looks over, and then he realises what I've done at this point. He looks over and walks towards me and walks away. But he said, "I never actually did it. But I always want to send him over to the Comic Heroes and say that the code is, which one of you bitches wants to dance?" And just see how they will include it. But look, I guess the point I want to make overall is that Brisbane was distinctive. There's very little to thank the LP Peterson and his government for, and I'm certainly not about to start. But it did, I think, encourage that sharpness. It was something we had to do everything ourselves, and I think that encouraged a different sort of spirit to other places. Anyway, all of this you can argue vehemently with me afterwards. You know. Thank you very much.
Lightning flashed in the sky over Mount Cootha. Your man hooked up with some woman and seduced her. You'd been misled. You wished he were dead, or you'd left him before he'd misused you. You went to a bar on the other side of Taringa. There you tore the ring of despair from off your finger. You were feeling strong, though he had done you so wrong. You weren't about to get maudlin or Malinga. Frank Angel was no ordinary hitman, but you kissed him before he could reveal his true mission. You had nothing to lose except those two timing blues and that tired old missionary position. Frank Angel knew deep down he should refuse you, but he insisted on playing Bach and reading Proust to you. He was aiming for your heart, oh, but that was not too smart, because you made love to him before he would lose you. In the morning you whispered, "Can we make love again?" He lay back and surrendered, and you said, "Amen." It was hard to sleep. You both went too deep, and neither would ever be the same again. Hitman had no idea what had just hit him. It was a sword of truth. It cut through and split him. You could not be blamed for all his guilt or shame. All you could do was hold on to him and listen. Nothing can bring back the souls of the departed. He knew it would be the end, even before it started. Now in his prison of pain, you are all who remain. Truth and beauty are not for the faint-hearted. and beauty are not for the faint-hearted.